obviously congratulations on the win. I did want to ask you first and foremost about Sam. Do you have any update on his status after the injury?
Well, he's in good spirits, but we'll get the scan tomorrow. It's the other foot, which is good because he's a little bit stronger in that foot than the other one. So, but it's too early to tell, and we won't know till scans tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. And just quickly on that, obviously we saw the news of Mag obviously earlier today out for the season. It must feel like you guys can't really catch a break injury-wise.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and again, when you talk about trying to build a little bit of momentum, even during the game, and I was guilty of it too. When we saw Wardenberg down and get carried off, it rattled the group for the majority of the guys, and it got to me too. So when you're trying to build a little bit of momentum, and you look down the end of the bench, and Mo's out, Rain's out, Al's out, and Wardenberg's sitting there with a foot, in a tub of ice. It's frustrating, but every team deals with injuries. We just got to regroup and keep moving forward.
Did you kind of feel like there were, like you I suppose alluded to, kind of two phases of the game, pre-injury and post-injury? I asked you about kind of pre-injury. It really felt like the offense was humming really nicely along together.
Yeah, no, it was. We were making plays. We had good looks at the three that didn't drop, but we were able to get onto the rim. And defensively, obviously, with Wardenberg out there, he provides so many intangibles too. Credit to Brisbane and DMAC and that team, because they flew up on the original game day or on the original schedule, and then obviously with the news of the warning with the cyclone, they travelled back, hung out in Brisbane for a day, then travelled up again. So I know that can be taxing, and again, credit to them. DMAC and what he's doing with that group is remarkable. But for us, right, we probably looked like the one that were more sluggish than they were, especially after that quarter-time break.
For sure, and then I suppose down the stretch, I suppose they made it a close game after the Sam went down, I suppose, and you guys were able to, I suppose, stick fat, I guess. What kind of went into it? Was it a mentality thing, just being able to, stay together as the margin trimmed down a bit?
It was an ugly game. That's not going to win too many beauty contests, that game from both ends, and even a sense of Maldonado getting to the foul line, good for him, but it was an ugly game. The grind out ending, which was again credit to this man to my left to make some plays. Drew made some plays. We became a bit spectatorish on the offensive end and a bit passive on the defensive end. But the last couple of possessions, Marcus was able to get a deflection, which got a steal. We were able to wall up. Jack did a great job defending Maldonado. Rather than getting on the rim, he had to settle for a fadeaway contested, which secured the rebound. So, first quarter was good, and the last 4 or 5 possessions, I think, were good. It was just everything in between was a bit clunky.
For sure, and Jack, I suppose down the stretch, you and Drew obviously combined really well together, and obviously a lot of guys stepped up. From your perspective, was it just a case of really digging deep in that situation?
Yeah, we've been working on executing. This close after a game, though, the main thing I focus on is what I can do better. That's just where my head goes until I watch film. So it's just I'm just cut, I miss a little couple fadeaways and a couple turnovers, and so that's where my head goes straight after games. Where could I have been better? Where can I get to my spots, and how do I affect that? And I set some good screens for Drew, and that lets him walk into open shots, which I'm learning to enjoy, setting good screens. So that's been a process in the last couple of weeks. But he stepped up and made some big threes and pushed us over the line.
Sure, and Drew, I think he had 7 first quarter assists and only took 1 shot, so he kind of played 2 different styles of game, I suppose. What did you make of his overall performance, being able to do kind of both sides of that coin, I suppose?
Yeah, it's definitely been fun watching him improve as a point guard throughout the year. Every game he gets that little bit better, and navigating a team, controlling tempo, putting guys in their spots, and it's been fun to watch his improvement in that area, because playing point guard in this league is no joke at all. Every night you got guys dogging your full court, and you have to find a way to get everyone involved.
Obviously, KG also had a big night scoring-wise, and pretty impressive, I suppose, on the interior. What did you make of his efforts on, I suppose, both ends of the court?
Yeah, KG's the last couple of months has fixed some stuff up off the court. His habits are getting better, his eating's getting better, he's lifting smarter, he's getting in there and getting more work in, and it's the two go hand in hand. How you treat your life is how the game will bounce back and reward you, and so he's starting to see the reward for putting in that work over the last couple months, and so it's been good to see, and it's good to see him going out there being aggressive and improving each week.
You ready, Chris?
Oh, are you waiting for me?
Yep.
Okay. Forde, just following on from that about KG. I mean, there was, possessions there in that first half where he looked absolutely unstoppable, and he looked like, the best player on the court. I mean, what do you see from him that's now a little bit of a fire under him, and what's the key to him being able to do this consistently now?
Yeah, I think Jack touched on it, and that's again, that's a credit to Jack and what he does with the leadership off the court and the unseen hours. When practice is done, Jack gets a couple of these guys in the gym doing extras on court, and so KG's really starting to flourish with that type of mentorship and mateship and teammateship and however you want to categorise it. He's got some talent about him, and so we just got to make sure that we can build some consistency around him and give him some easy looks, which we're able to get, especially in that first quarter. Depending on the status with where we're at with Wardenberg, we may need to rely on him a little bit more. So now you move away from the physical component and becomes a bit more of a mental component to get him to shoulder that load.
And just on Drew as well, I mean, we spoke about him after the last game. So I think the problem, and like Jack said, these last two games probably his best game as that playmaking point guard. And again tonight, he had the 13 assists and then 13 points in the fourth quarter when you needed him. And take out the tech foul, this was a pretty close to a perfect point guard performance.
Yeah, and I know his frustrations. Like there's a stat somewhere in the basketball oblivion where it talks about the win rate for a team where when the opposition has more makes than your attempts, it's a very successful game for them. And so for us to come out with the win, knowing that stat applied to Maldonado by himself in the sense that he made more than we attempted, I can still sense Drew's frustration, but nothing's going to change. Him to rise above it and to take on a little bit more of that scoring load, especially in the second half when Wardenberg went down, making that big three, was massive. I know his family was in the crowd watching him, so there's always that little bit of extra motivation, which was great.
And Jack, if there's anyone in the league that's going to embrace playing poison tonight, it'll be you. How much are you enjoying not coming out of the game right now?
I mean, I just like winning. I like playing basketball. I like getting buckets. And so, for sure, I mean, I'm just every day trying to work on my conditioning and trying to improve my shape. And that's like a fun process. People think to get better in shape, you got to run. And it's not that simple at this level when you're already in such great shape. So that's been a fun project and something I'm chucking theories at and working on. So yeah, I mean, I just love playing basketball. This is what I dreamed of as a kid. I get to come out here and play. And I mean, I promise you I don't take this for granted, and I'm still loving it, because the day I am out there not having fun is I'll hang it up very, very quickly. And so, yeah, I love playing basketball.
We were just starting to see you fight the group in that front court alongside Sam. I guess you more than anybody will be hoping that he's not out for too long.
Yeah, I mean, the front court's actually been KG and him. I'm a bit more of a guard at the moment, working on some skills and stuff. But definitely hope he's doing all right. And yeah, I'm going to have to beat him up if he's not and give him a hard time about how he's left me this year. So yeah, hopefully he's all right and we'll wait on the scan and we'll keep on improving either way.
No, you're right. You've been playing the free spot, which has been fun. Just lastly for you, what's life a few weeks into being a dad like?
Yeah, it's good, man. I just love supporting my wife, and I get 3-hour stints of sleep, which is fun. And yeah, my man's as cute as hell, and so I just hanging out, put him on my chest, helps me be present, and I'm watching him grow before my eyes. So I can't complain, especially when we're getting wins.
And just lastly for you, looking forward to getting back to Perth and chance to get 3 in a row on Saturday.
Don't jinx it. No, look, New Zealand's coming off a back of a great win as well. So to play them in Perth, and then we'll hang out for a little bit longer there and then play the Wildcats shortly after us. We're on the road for a bit the second half of the month, so it'll be a good chance for guys to, again, bond and enjoy each other's company, which, we seem to play a little bit differently on the road. I can't put my finger on it, but this is going to be a 10-day stretch of the guys being able to build from this.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Chris.